Hello everyone, welcome to the Big Guy Garage. If you're new here, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you're returning to watch videos, please hit that share button. We really need your support, but this is what we do here. Classics, rat rods, hot rods, resto mods. So, and also you can jump onto the shop and pick up the clothes, the shirts that help support the channel. But thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And here's your video. Alright, so I'm going to try to explain this for you. So we always cut the back of the drive shaft where it bolts to the rear end. Now, the reason being is 90% of the time, your weights are up front. Now we do have a small weight back here, but literally what we're about to cut out will eliminate that. So, here's the thing. What we do is, you can see that white mark. We cut that with the actual stone grinding wheel. Now, most of the time, they are the exact width, just like now. And what you do is you basically just grind that weld completely off. Alright, and then once you get down to where you can see a crack form, then it can pop off. Alright, and then from that point where it busts free, you measure how far you need to cut it, which in our case is 4 inches, so we'll go back to about right there. And it's that easy. And then when you get it done, you just run you a nice new bead right here against this again. Now if you have a lathe that can accommodate a drive shaft, it even gets easier for you, because you chuck it in there, you make sure it's running true, and you use your, what do they call, carbide or tool, whatever tool you got, high speed steel, whatever, to cut that out, and it comes off even easier and cleaner. But in our case, we don't have a lathe here that can accommodate that. And at my house, my lathe is broke and can't accommodate it. And I don't even have like the end stocks and stuff to keep it running true. So this is the only way we have to do it. And it works every time. Just grind that off, mark it, put it on the chop saw, make sure it's absolutely perfectly straight. Cut it. 4 inches out, put this in, back on, weld it. It's that easy. So I'm going to grind that off, and I'll show you after I get it off. And you can see it does take a while to grind with these, I'm not going to lie. I have spent on a 1500 454 SS truck, I spent almost an hour putting this on, cutting or grinding that off and breaking it free. It was tough. But that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, so you can see now, after you get the crack formed, you hit it with the hammer this way, and it pops right off. If it'll focus for you. Yeah. You can see where it's ground to, and then where the actual machine part is. So now all I have to do is knock it off the rest of the way, and cut it and re-weld it. Alright, now, in order to measure this, your grind is not going to be straight. Find the lowest point on your grind, which mine was right here, and that's where you want to measure, in my case, 4 inches back. Now if you have a bandsaw, you're going to be able to cut this a lot nicer than a chop saw will. That 14-inch blade on that chop saw, when you're cutting, it's like this the whole time, just blah, 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 and it sucks. Now it sucks for making straight perfect cuts, but if you're just cutting regular steel, it's fine. What we really need is we need one of them new carbide tip metal blades, but they're expensive. That's why we ain't got them. Low buck shop here, you know what I'm saying? So I got that marked, and I know when I contact that blade, I want it to be right there. Because if it's right there, it's going to be straight as it can possibly be all the way through. But I got to cut that now. I got to clean that table off for that bench, or that bench off for the friggin' drive shaft fit. Sorry, I'm a little bit flustered right now. I'm in the mode, man, in the mode. Now, I have to clean that bench off, yeah. And then cut that, and then I can put the end back on and weld it. Alright. We are very close to getting this thing done. Unfortunately, we've ran into some problems. The number one problem being that our steering column right here, as you can see, is now in pieces. Our shift selector down here, it's cable shift on these. Well, where we got it mounted, it smacks right into the shaft for the brake. So, down here, we can't adjust on that. Where the brake is where the brake is. And in fact, it even hits, if we just moved, like pulled it out a little, it would hit the brake switch, you know, what turns your brake lights on. So what we have to do now is we're disassembling the steering, and we're going to cut the tube down to move the shift selector up, which is good anyway because the cable's super long. So other than that though, I had to redo the fuse box that's under the hood because, well, I didn't know there was a cover for it, so I had to drill a hole and make it to where it bolts on. Gauges, we also have to make our own little panel for the heat and AC. Then we'll have to actually fill up the AC. We're going to have to make a spot for the headlight switch. I don't know where we're putting that yet. That's going to be fun. We're basically like really out of room. These cabs are tiny, very, very tiny. I did get the gas filler done. We did start it. It does run. So that's a big thing. Battery box has been made for a long time, but other than that, we're really close to finish. Got to put the fluids in, put some transmission fluid in, put some brake fluid in, and then we should basically be done. I mean, we'll have it done by the end of this week for sure. It's, as far as like, I know you're like, well, there's no bed floor in it. The owner wants to do the bed floor. He's going to put stakes and stuff on the side. He's actually building a tailgate out of wood. So I did get the tail lights in though. Little bullet tail lights here. Nothing special. There's like trailer tail lights. That's what they looked like originally. We got to wire the headlights, wire the tail lights, and it's done. So we'll get that video showing the, driving and everything when it drives. And it'll be out of here. Then we move on to the next one. Can't wait to see what it is. Alright. So, we are basically done. Unfortunately, he would like a stereo put in it now. So I'm going to put one in the glove box. And yes, I am putting one speaker right there in the speaker hole. Hood's on. Everything's full of fluids now. Well, not everything. We still got to get trans fluid. This is the battery cover goes inside. Just like I said. Battery in the floor. It's awesome. Filler neck's done. He's doing the bed, tailgate, side steps on the stakes. These are the tail lights, which I have to take that license plate bracket off and move it to the back. He has some new chains made with some serious thick hose on it. Step rails are done. Let's see here. What else? Oh, yeah, I made the AC switch spot. The headlights are over on the other side made. So, yeah. Heat works. Air will work when we get the fill today or tomorrow. Let's check out this side. Right here, yeah, there's the headlight switch. I have to put all the plastics back around the steering column. Gauges are in. What else is there? He's making door panels and stuff. We ain't got to mess with that. Yeah, it runs. Fires right up. It's pretty loud, pretty beefy. These are the rims. These are factory Dodge Dakota spares, 6 lug, with a moon cap bought off eBay. Simple pimple. So yeah, you can see it turned out to be a little great truck. I mean, it's tiny, but it's nice. The way this thing sounds, he ain't gonna have tires very long. In fact, what we did, he's gonna have an exhaust put on it, probably run some duals. But for now, I shoved the Faco Flowmaster on there, and it makes it rumble pretty good. Keeps it quiet. But headlights work, taillights work. She basically done, except for the stereo and the front bumper, and I'm out of here. So I've been spending most of the day, as I said, installing a radio. And let's take a look here. So, to be easy for the guy, that's the seat popping, just in case you want to know. You know, we suggested door, or kick panels, doors, and I'm like, eh. And he also said, well, actually, Scott said, why not put a speaker in there? So we did. There's actually a 6.5 inch JVC in there. And right here's the stereo. Let's give it a listen.
I know you like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer, see.
Yeah, so it works phenomenal for you know, just a quickie install.
Not fine by far, but sophisticated.
Actually sounds surprisingly good too, considering it's one speaker that's really old. It's actually a good CD. Yeah, I said CD, it's amazing, right? Yeah, it's actually really nice though.
The morning after.
It turned out fantastic. Made the whole bezel here surround. Stereo than this needs. This is a very, very good Kenwood radio that came out of another truck we took apart, but it's awesome.